John Donne, A Validation of Weeping. Let me pour forth my tears before thy face, whilst I stay here. For thy face coins them, and thy stamp they bear, and by this mintage they are something worth. For thus they be, pregnant of thee, fruits of much grief they are, emblems of more. When a tear falls, that thou falls which it bore. So thou and I are nothing then, when on a diverse shore. On a round ball a workman that hath copies by can lay in Europe, Afrique, and in Asia, and quickly make that which was nothing all. So doth each tear which thee doth wear a globe, yea, world, by that impression grow, till thy tears mixed with mine do overflow this world. By water sent from thee, my heaven dissolved so. O more than moon, draw not up seas to drown me in thy sphere. Weep me not dead in thine arms, but forbear to teach the sea what it may do too soon. Let not the wind example find to do me more harm than it purposeth, since thou and I sigh one another's breath. Whoe'er sighs most is cruelest, and hastens the other's death. The idea of a valediction is one of, you might say, it's saying goodbye, like the action of bidding. It could be waving. It could be at the end of a letter when you say yours truly or wishing you well. Valedictions are everywhere, and in this case it's a poem. In these first few lines, Donne is just saying, let me cry too before your face while I'm still here. For it's your face that is crying that makes my tears. And it coins them, and it's thy stamp they bear. The tears are created by your tears. And by this mintage, in other words, a coin is minted, they are something worth. In other words, they're worth something because they are caused by you. Here, for thus they be pregnant of thee, they were born by you. They were created by you. And so his tears are created by her tears. And they are the fruits of their grief, which we assume is parting. They're leaving each other. And they're emblems of more. In other words, they mean more than just simple tears. Because when the tear falls, that thou falls which it bore. In other words, the tears contain her, and they fall to the ground. And as they fall to the ground and hit the ground, they are nothing. Neither of them is anything anymore. They are nothing when on a diverse shore. Diverse means different, and this implies that somebody is going somewhere, which of course was what a valediction is saying goodbye. Time shifts. Ideas shift. Here, Donne says, on a round ball. Well, it has to be the earth. A workman, that would be someone who is actually working to create an atlas, perhaps. He hath laid copies by. He can lay on Europe, Africa, Asia, and quickly make that which wasn't anything at all, which was nothing, into all. This notion of nothing to all, just separated by a comma. It's very common in Donne. I've seen this done many times before. So doth each tear which thee doth wear. So does each tear which you have on your face. You're wearing the tears, okay? It's a globe. Yes, a world. Everything to him. By that impression grow, till thy tears mixed with mine do overflow. So they're both crying, they're both saying goodbye, and they do overflow this world by water sent from thee, my heavens dissolved so. So he can no longer see her because he's crying so hard. One more than, oh, more than moon, draw not up seas to drown me in thy sphere. Here he says, oh, more than moon, and that's her. It's the direct address to her. Oh, more than moon, draw not up seas to drown me in the... So don't cry so hard. You'll drown me. He begs her not to weep so hard that she kills him, drowns him with her tears, while still in her arms. And he asks her to forbear, to teach the sea what it may do too soon. And I think this is a reference to the fact that he's going to have to go somewhere. Donne was a diplomat. He did do a lot of traveling. And he doesn't want her teaching the sea to drown him too soon. He brings up the wind here, kind of as a final metaphor, as he begins to talk down here about breath and hastening one's to one's death. Says, not the wind exemplifying, just like up here when she's teaching the sea, don't teach the wind to harm me more than it ought. In other words, just let the wind fill the sails of my ship and do me no harm. And then we come to the paradox that's in the last two lines, which is typical of Donne. So, in the end here, Donne says, since thou and I sigh one another's breath. In other words, we're holding each other so close that we're breathing into each other's mouths and noses. So that whoever sighs most is cruelest. Yes, whoever's unhappiest and cries and sighs most, it hastens the other's death, because the other person can only breathe that person's expired air. It's classic Donne, and it has something to do with the notion that love is both creative and destructive, and that perhaps what is needed here is a separation so that love can grow again. That's not said here, it's only implied.